I genuinely feel like podcasts are one of the best educational tools, educational resources. There's a whole lot you will learn. I listen to podcasts about writing, and I've learned a lot. I feel like it's on podcasts that people are super vulnerable. They tell you like their deepest fears, they tell you their deepest challenges. And if you now get a podcast where the host is able to cut through to the guest and ask like super intelligent questions, like there's a whole lot that you will hear. And it doesn't even matter your niche. There's a podcast for everything. I've gone on Spotify to go and check for podcast on swimming, podcast on Pilates, podcast on yoga, podcast on flowers. One of my mentors is a landscaper and is into, lawns, greenery, flowers, things like that. And I saw podcasts about landscaping. There's a podcast for everything. And you don't have to listen to the super serious podcast. I mean, or what I was trying to say is a podcast does not have to be super serious before you learn from it. Even from just, random gist, podcast about random gist, there's a whole lot you learn from all those just chit chat, chit chat. People are saying like deep things. You would learn about their thought processes. You learn about new tools. You learn about new ways to do things. You learn about ways not to do things. You will see where they failed. They'll tell you. They'll really tell you about where they failed, and you can genuinely learn from those things. So this is your cue. No matter what it is you do, whether you sell underwears, whether you are a baker, I don't know why I keep saying bakers. I feel like I always have something for bakers. So no matter your niche, no matter what you do, whether you are a content writer, copywriter, whether you are in the tech space, I listen to some podcasts about fintech and I'm like, oh my God, this is good. Whether you are a baker, whatever you sell, whether you sell underwears or something, just go on Spotify and you'll find a podcast for you.